Hey there, I want to welcome you to another Rise of the 1% podcast episode. I am G Bass. And on today's episode, I got my man A with me.
What's good?
Man, I'm great, man. How about you?
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Glad to have you. And so, hey, we're going to have some conversation on some different topics today. I want to start off with the Diddy trial.
Oh.
The Diddy trial.
Not the diddler.
Yeah, that's what they call him.
You know, when I grew up, he went through a couple of different name changes. He
Right.
Puff,
yep.
Puff Daddy,
Yep.
the diddler.
That came later on.
Yeah, the diddler came later. I don't know. The diddler's viral, though. people with the diddler, but I'm happy to talk about it. What's the conversation we talking about?
Well, I like to get your thoughts on it, you know.
About what, the trial?
Yeah, and before we do that, let's say this here. So myself, I grew up really looking at a lot of what Diddy was doing in the 90s and music and hip hop. And not only that, what he went on to do in entrepreneurship and business over the years. And so this is part of the reason I even wanted to speak on the whole Diddy trial and what he's went through, because I've spoken on it on previous episodes as well. But on this particular episode, I wanted to get some of your thoughts on what you thought about the trial. And we'll take it from there.
So like you said, Diddy, growing up, the music, for me personally, I find it hard to separate the music from the artist. Well, I don't find it hard to separate the music from the artist. Like R. Kelly, for instance. Everything that he's done or he's been accused of or he's been prosecuted for, I still grew up on that music. Right?
Same here.
It's still a jam. It's still a bop. I still understand that, there's repercussions that come behind the things that he did. But I think there's a bigger or deeper question about at what point do we separate the two, right?
Okay.
People are upset that he makes money because we listen to the music, but at the same token, the music is the music, right? I can't personally distinguish when he was writing the music if it was about felonious acts that he was creating or things like that. So that's how I would start that conversation because Bad Boy was huge in my upbringing.
Right.
You know what
Same
I mean?
here.
I'm a huge fan of Biggie Smalls, which obviously is a product of Bad Boy.
Exactly.
I'm a huge fan of Mace. From Mace comes Cameron. There's just a huge, and I'm from Harlem. So
okay.
It has a whole different perspective that, that hits me. But if we're talking about the trial, I think there are things that were done that were wrong, on Puff's behalf. Like putting hands on Cassie and, possibly some manipulation tactics. But the fact that he was sentenced or even tried for Rico was ridiculous.
Right, same.
And
I believe the same thing.
I think that's the biggest issue because what happens is when you get tried for things so what they're doing is they're stretching a Rico.
Right.
And the parameters of a Rico to fit certain things.
Right.
Especially in the hip hop world right now.
Yeah.
Just to get some level of justice. But people have to understand that when you do that, you are when you're perversing the law like that, you're creating precedents that can work against you and me.
Right, exactly.
So, if you ask me about the trial, I think there was premise for him to be in a courtroom, but at the same token, I don't think the gravity of what he got was correct. Like years for.
Yeah.
I mean, in my belief, I believe that's a misdemeanor.
Right.
3 years for that is ridiculous.
Exactly. I agree 100%.
It's ridiculous. It makes you feel like you can't take your girl and fly her out to see you without getting the Rico charge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, for me, I think the Rico was definitely an overreach. The Rico was used to take down the mafia years ago, and I felt like they was attempting to paint Diddy like he was a John Gotti.
Right.
And I don't feel that he was a John Gotti. I feel like Bad Boy Entertainment was a legitimate record company that distributed records and blew up a lot of artists and talent. In terms of the trafficking, because we're here on YouTube, I think as well that was an overreach to me.
Agreed.
These women were his girlfriends. Yeah, they went across state lines, and yeah, they had these male come in and participate in escapades, but they were complicit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I think that's the biggest word that we can say about it. Like, for the example, Cassie paid
Right.
the by their own admission.
Exactly.
The male.
Right, exactly.
So how possibly is she not complicit
Right.
in that conversation?
Exactly.
And Diddy's in jail right now, and she gets $20 million
Exactly.
suing him, and then she goes and she's able to testify against him.
Right. That didn't make sense to me either.
And I see it as the Me Too movement just
Yep. A lot of feminism, yeah.
the Me Too movement just pushed forward to 2025.
Right.
And again, like I said, people have to worry about what this means for future trials, because they can look these trials up and say, well, the Diddy versus Cassie says that we can do this.
Right, exactly.
So that means if I fly a girl that I'm dealing with out, you know what I mean, and now she's upset with me, we're not together anymore, now I can be tried for sex trafficking.
Right.
Like, that doesn't
That's
make
crazy.
sense. Right, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all. Definitely doesn't make sense at all. And I shared this in a previous episode, but I speak more on it even on here, is that pretty much I felt like Cassie had a vendetta against Diddy because he never proposed to her, he never had kids from her.
Right.
And her career didn't really blossom the way that she thought it should blossom.
Right.
And she saw that Diddy was doing this for another woman. And the other woman, I speak on was Carisha, you know, Young Miami?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So he actually helped her with getting her own show, Carisha Please on Revolt. And I think when she kind of saw that, Cassie, she like, dang, I was with you for so many years, participating in these escapades with you. I never got a ring, I never got kids, and my career didn't really blossom.
But her time frame for her career wasn't around that internet age.
That's true. I agree.
Number two, she chose to get out of the Diddy business.
Yeah.
When Carisha, is it Carisha?
Yeah.
So when Carisha came in, this is internet premium.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the one thing you're gonna get from a billionaire is an internet show. Like, you're gonna get that from them.
Yeah.
And I also heard that she was down with the shits. Like, she's not the one who's gonna report him. Like, she wanted her own show and said that she like getting.
I heard that in the episode.
If she putting that out, right? If she putting that out, what's she not putting out, right? So if you down with the shits, which I respect. For me personally, I think if you're in the bedroom and you're doing what you need to do, your proclivities is your proclivities.
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't be able to be brought out later on. Like, you're complicit at some point.
Right.
Like, I've dealt with females who like to watch me get what of a female.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about now. Is voyeurism. It's voyeurism.
Yo.
And because before this podcast started, we was having a conversation about that, and I was telling you that I feel like when we look at voyeurism, it's most of the time a man sitting in the corner,
Right.
you know, pleasing himself, watching this woman have a encounter.
So
but you were saying to me that it's not always that.
So that's being a
right.
So that's being a
right.
So, and that can be seen as a level of voyeurism. But like, I've been in relationships when I've been with a female who they wanted to see me have with another female. So while I'm having this with another female, they may want to direct that scene, right? So that is a level of voyeurism because they're watching and they're getting pleasure from it. They might join at some point, but they're getting pleasure for it. So voyeurism isn't that four-letter word. It can be used in that terminology, yes. There are voyeurs that do that sit in the corner and they're as well. But there's other people who use voyeurism for like gratification. Like, you could be with your partner, you might like to see her, or she might like to see you with another chick, and then she want to join in, or she wants to direct that situation. So that is also voyeurism.
Hello, this is G Bass, Rise of the 1%, Rise Media. We on this Saturday evening about to get ready to knock out some podcast episodes with some individuals here in the city of Atlanta making some big moves. You can see here, look, this is how it goes down. here when our guests come and sit down with myself, G Bass, otherwise the 1% of Rise Media, to have that conversation, to share the story, share the journey, share what you got going on. So listen, everybody got a story, everybody got a journey, and then you got some things going on, then you definitely can get with us and see if it'll be a fit to be on the Rise of 1% podcast and actually have that discussion with myself. It's going to be a link to a form for you to fill out. You said www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod form. Again, www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod form. It's going to be in this video. You can fill that out, and we can see if it'll be a fit for you to come on and have that conversation with myself. If you don't fill out the form, then obviously it's not for you, and that's fine. We're looking for those that's serious. Those that's serious about rising to the top 1% are already in the 1%. That's what we're looking to sit down with myself right here. As you can see, Rise Media, Rise of the 1%. This is how we get down. We have a great time and have a lot of fun doing it. So once again, if you're serious, make sure you fill out the form. We'll look over the form, see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, we'll reach out. If not, we won't reach out. We'll just continue to move forward. But with that said, this is G Bass. See you soon. Have a great one on purpose.